I don't even know where to start with this. I'm still shaking as I type, trying to wrap my head around what happened. This is long, but I need to get it out. And I need advice because I'm spiraling. My kids mean everything to me. And what my parents did over Christmas has me questioning everything. Our relationship, my childhood, all of it. I'm a mess, and I'm sorry if this rambles, but I'm just a regular guy trying to process this insanity. For context, I'm 38, married to my wife Jess, 36, and we've got 2 kids, Emma, 9, and Liam, 6. We live in a smallish city about 3 hours from my parents' place in the suburbs of a bigger one. Growing up, I thought I had a pretty normal childhood. Mom and Dad were strict but loving. Church on Sundays, family dinners, the whole deal. My dad's a retired accountant, Mom's a part-time librarian, and they've always been the picture-perfect grandparents to my kids. Jess and I have always been close with them, or so I thought. We'd visit for holidays, they'd come to the kids' soccer games, and we'd talk on the phone every week. I never had a reason to doubt their love or their story about our family. Until this Christmas. Every year we spend Christmas Eve at our house and then drive to my parents' place for Christmas Day. It's tradition. Mom makes her famous glazed ham. Dad sneaks the kids extra cookies, and we all open presents under a ridiculously over-decorated tree. This year was no different, or so I thought. We got there around noon. The kids were buzzing with excitement, and everything felt normal. Too normal, looking back. The trouble started after dinner. The kids were playing with their new toys in the living room. Jess was helping Mom clean up in the kitchen, and I was sitting with Dad in the den, sipping some whiskey he'd gotten as a gift. He was quieter than usual, which I chalked up to him being tired. But then he got this look, like he was wrestling with something. Out of nowhere, he says, "Do you ever wonder about your adoption?" I froze. Adoption? I'm not adopted. I've seen my birth certificate, my baby pictures, the hospital bracelet from when I was born. I laughed it off, thinking he was joking or maybe the whiskey was hitting him weird. "Dad, what are you talking about? I'm not a kid." He didn't laugh. He just looked at me, his face all tight, and said, "We need to talk." My stomach dropped. I could hear the kids laughing in the room, but it felt like the air got sucked out of the house. He called Mom in, and Jess came too because she saw my face and knew something was wrong. They sat us down, and what they told us, I'm still trying to process it. They said I was adopted, not legally, not through an agency, but through some shady, under-the-table deal when I was a newborn. They didn't even know the full details of where I came from. Here's the story they gave us, and I'm typing it as I remember it, because my brain's a fog. Back in the late 80s, my parents were struggling to have kids. They had 2 miscarriages, and Mom was told she might never carry to term. They were desperate, heartbroken, and didn't have the money for fancy fertility treatments or a proper adoption process. Dad's cousin, someone I vaguely remember meeting once or twice, worked as a janitor at a hospital a few towns over. Apparently, he overheard a conversation about a baby, a newborn whose mom was young, scared, and planning to give him up. The cousin, knowing my parents' situation, approached them and basically said, "There's a baby. No questions asked. You want it?" They said yes. They didn't know the mom's name or story. Nothing. They got me through this cousin, who handed me over in a freaking diner parking lot like it was a drug. They paid him a couple $1,000s, money they scraped together from savings and a loan, and he made it clear they should never ask questions. They didn't. They took me home, faked some paperwork, I don't even know how they pulled that off, and raised me as their own. They never told a soul, not even me, until that moment in the den. I just sat there, staring at them. Jess was gripping my hand so hard it hurt, but I couldn't feel it. My whole life, I thought I was their biological kid. I've got my dad's nose, my mom's eyes, or so I thought. Now I'm wondering if that's just me seeing what I wanted to see. They kept apologizing, saying they didn't want me to feel different growing up, that they loved me like I was theirs. But I was theirs, or so I believed. Now I don't know what to believe. Jess was the first to speak. She asked why they were telling me now, after 38 years. That's when it got worse. Mom started crying and said they'd gotten a letter a few weeks ago. Anonymous, no return address, postmarked from a city about an hour away. It said, "I know what you did with the building in '87. I want to meet you." That's it. No signature, no details, just that. They panicked, debated telling me, and decided Christmas was their chance because we were all together. They showed us the letter, and it's real. Creased paper, handwritten in blue ink, shaky handwriting like whoever wrote it was nervous or old. I don't even know how to describe how I felt. Angry, betrayed, scared, all of it. I started asking questions. Who was the mom? Why didn't they try to find her? How could they keep this from me? They didn't have answers. Dad kept saying, "We did what we thought was best." And Mom just sobbed. Jess was trying to stay calm for my sake, but I could tell she was freaking out too. The kids were still playing, oblivious, and I was glad because I didn't want them to see me like this. I couldn't stay in the room. I walked out to the backyard just to breathe. It was freezing, but I didn't care. I kept thinking about every moment of my childhood. Every moment just like your dad. Every family story. Every time I felt like I didn't know. Was it all a lie? And who the hell sent that letter? My birth mom? Someone else who knew about the deal? What did they want? Money? To mess with us? To meet me? I don't even know if I want to meet them. We left that night. I couldn't stay in the house. The kids were confused, but we told them I wasn't feeling well. Jess wrote because I was tired. When we got home, I couldn't sleep. I kept going over every detail, every memory, trying to find clues I missed. I looked at my birth certificate, and now I'm wondering how I faked it. I've got no idea who I am anymore. My parents, my adoptive parents, I guess, keep texting, begging to talk, but I can't right now. I'm too angry, too confused. The worst part is thinking about my kids. Emma and Lee are my world. I've always told them where they come from, who their family is. And I don't even know my own story. How do I tell them about this one day? And what if this letter writer shows up? What if they're dangerous? Or what if they're my real family and I've got siblings or something like that? I'm terrified of what this means for us. I'm also pissed at myself for not seeing it. Were there signs? My parents were always cagey about my birth story, saying stuff like, "Oh, it was a normal delivery, nothing special." I never pushed because why would I? Now I'm wondering if every family photo, every holiday, was built on this secret. And I'm mad at them for dumping this on me at Christmas of all times, with my kids right there. Why now? Why not years ago? Or never? Jess is trying to be supportive, but I can tell she's shaken too. She keeps saying we'll figure it out together, but I don't even know where to start. Do I try to find this letter writer? Hire a private investigator? Demand more from my parents? I don't even know if I can trust them anymore. And I'm scared of what I'll find if I dig. What if my birth mom didn't want me? What if she's gone? What if this is some scam? I'm sorry this is so long. I just needed to get it out. I'm sitting here in my living room. It's 2 a.m. The kids are asleep and I'm just lost. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what to do about my parents, the letter, any of it. If anyone's been through something like this, finding out you're adopted or the family's secret blowing up, how do I do it? Should I confront my parents again? Should I find my birth family? Protect my kids from this mess? I'm spiraling, and I could use any advice you have. Thanks for reading this mess.